of biotech companies to develop drugs that manipulate Notch signaling for other reasons, okay? Thus, the clinical trials that could be, or the drugs that could be used for CADASIL under this paradigm could be in someone's freezer right now. Okay? And I'm not making that up. A lot of companies. Huh?
Is it yours?
No, not in mine. I'm in a lab. My freezer is very small, even at Harvard. But so I'm not saying this now, but what I'm saying is because of how Notch is very important for cancer, because it's very important for Alzheimer's. I'm not even going to get into that because you need another morning. Not an well, I know about it because it's related. But so there is a sensible path and it's a feasible approach and it tests an idea. So it's based, Now, we published this. So this concept we published it, we hinted at it in 2002, published the article in Neurology about the clinical work. Then we published the second paper with the Notch3 knockouts, the mice that have Notch. We published that in the Proceedings of the National Academy of Sciences of the United States of America, 2008. But we couldn't even mention, this is such a paradigm, this idea of CADASIL and how it has nothing to do with Notch3 signaling, such a strong paradigm that we couldn't even mention, we only could mention CADASIL at the end, hinting at it, we couldn't, to get it published. We had to sneak it in as something that was biological, but not because for science, scientific papers are peer reviewed, and this is why it's so difficult to break a paradigm, because the people that are holding the paradigm, then they read this and they're like, what? And then they give you a hard time, and then you really have to work on it. So we got it published in this amazing journal, but we had to leave CADASIL only in the discussion at the end. And then this is a trick that we scientists use. Then, now in 2011, after we did all this work and we had the CADASIL models and we developed all of this, now we can use that paper that we snuck in 2008 and say, well, we published that. So now we can really now go for it. We went for it this time, I would say Notch3 signaling plays a role in CADASIL, and we publish it in the same journal, Proceedings of the National Academy of Sciences. So, 2011. To my, to my surprise, and the paper got out, we also, we have to promote papers too. You get it out, and then you have to send it to the leaders of the field, work your way out. You will think that this doesn't happen in science, but it does. You have to lobby for your research. You have to do it, and you cannot be ashamed of it. You have your ideas, and you could be right, you could be wrong, but if you believe in them, you have to get them out there. Why do you think I'm here? Okay, you have to, you have to see what you're thinking, and then see what happens. But in doing that, I got word now from two different laboratories, and it's unpublished information. One laboratory at Harvard and another one in Europe, showing that they have now the first reports of families that look like they have CADASIL, and that's why they were tested, in which the mutations have nothing to do with cysteines. You know what happened? The gene is not there. So they look like the knockouts. They look like the satellite was knocked over. And that is actually the one argument that everybody would always raise against the idea of Notch3 signaling. It would always be the idea, well, there are hundreds of families in the world. Why don't we have at least one in which Notch3 is missing? if you think notch 3 is so important, and the signaling is so important, why don't we have them? Well, now we do. It's just that the paradigm did not allow the way we were looking for things. Let me tell you how that happened. The way these paradigms sometimes get self-perpetuate is that, well, if you know the mutations are here, why would you look for them there if they are here? You know, if I'm telling you, well, what is the conference meeting for CADASIL, the get-together? Well, it's in room C. And then you're like, okay, I'm going to go to A then. I told you it's in C. Well, but I'm going to go to A. You know, just feel like, no. And this is what a lot of it doesn't make sense to do it. So when a lot of people were sequencing and doing the genetic test for CADASIL, we were only finding C-stain mutations because that's the only thing we were looking for. Everyone was in room C. Everyone was in room C. No one was looking in room A. Okay? And it turned out that there was something going on in room A. It's just that we weren't looking for it there. Okay? So the paradigm is shifting, and just by coming here, you get to hear about it. And that's it. That's the story.
So have you started anything with your mice? You've given them CADASIL. That
Yes.
part's been done?
Yes.
But have you done anything?
The rescue, no.
The rest, no?
No, not in big. Not in big, in cells. It's cheaper. In cells, which is like what I've been showing you. Not in the mice. That needs to be done. And then
You think how long till you reach the mice?
you know, I think I told some of you, and I disappeared on poor Carla for like 2 weeks, and I was actually sending a grant out to get funding to do that very same study to the American Heart Association. So I submitted a grant out to the American Heart Association with this story. The paradigm shift, how I think, you know, the focus was different, and how we can do this very same experiment. What I laid down here for you is my grant when I sent to the American Heart. I don't have funding for it right now, so I apply. So I want to do the experiment in the mice, and then there are, you know, I'm a scientist, but I've been looking for things. I was like, what are things that augment notch 3 or augment notch signaling? And, I've been looking for it. Are there drugs? Are there supplements? Are there things? And there are things that augment notch signaling. So it's kind of there are options, and there are, as I told you, there are pharma, biotech companies that are developing drugs for other reasons. They don't care, they just want to make money. Do you care? Oh, I created this drug for cancer. So that's it. If you have cancer too, but if it works, then sell it. So you know what I'm saying? It's kind of it could happen, it could happen very soon. I mean, I think the data is very strong. We got it published, it's consistent, and I feel so strong about it, mostly because it started with the founders. In people, there is something weird happening when they have notch 3 mutation that affects signaling. That's my base argument. My mice, the thing is kind of like when I was going back with my data to Colombia, and these women, just by gossiping, they do the same. I have to do it because we are scientists. But to me, I am still, that's why I'm so strong about it, because I'm like, I started there. So that's why I feel so strongly about the concept, and now more so for these other people that are telling me, hey, now we found mutations that have nothing to do with systems, so the whole alien interaction is not even possible. Notch 3 is just not there. And these families are getting a stroke. So the alien goes, it's not just that, it's not even an option. So the paradigm is shifting, and now I think that all these things that you said in terms of, is the time for more awareness, is the time for people to hear about it, is the time for more people to get involved, because this research needs to be done. This could make a difference are we talking about 5 years, are we talking about 10 years, are we talking about 15 years, are we talking about 20 years, but it's about paradigm shift. And I'm calling it a paradigm because can, you know,